Hi guys, this is Treasure in the Yukon for Tuesday, April 14th. This is chapter 5, The Enemy Longtooth. Well, the equipment seems to be in working order, Uncle Justin greeted us as we slid into chairs set up around the dining room table. Mom and Dad were there too, as well as Uncle Justin and another man I didn't know. Too caught up in the problems at hand, Uncle Justin didn't think to make introductions. Penny was there also, I guess in an advisory position since nobody had said anything about her coming. All the other kids, Jean, Freddie, Renee, and Marie, were either taking their baths or in bed. It was almost 9 o'clock. And Nelson has managed to get maps of the interior for us. His plane will be coming in soon after midnight, but I thought we might get a lot of planning done beforehand so he can get some rest. Have you seen his telegram, I asked? Yes, but there hasn't been time to think it through just yet. I nudged Scruggs and he slid the Nutty Buddy wrapper across to Uncle Justin. That's what we unscrambled, I added. Tap on lines, he muttered. Enemies seeking coins. Beware thong loot. Thong loot? What's thong loot? Well, we can't think of everything, I said weakly. I wonder if maybe the two words thong and tool are scrambled versions of someone's name. Scruggs suggested. Uncle Justin squinted at him, trying to figure out exactly which Durwood child Scruggs might be. Then he must have realized this was the boy Uncle Bill had mentioned. Unscrambling tool as loot might be a blind alley, Scruggs said. We might have to combine the two words and get one word result, a proper name. I don't believe I know anybody with a name that long, Uncle Justin said. Nobody with that kind of name is associated with the party, are they, Swede? The stranger named Swede shook his head. Not from my end of the expedition, Professor Berkey. By the way, boys, this is Rufus Swede, an expert on the interior up in the Yukon. Uncle Justin said. Rufus Swede gave us a strong white grin from his tanned face. He had steel blue eyes, curly, short hair, and a powerful frame. His neck looked like a solid and squat tree stump set upright on his shoulders. He's worked on several wilderness projects up in the Yukon and the Northwest Territories. Swede, this is Jack, my nephew, and Scruggs, a good friend of the family's. Scruggs brightened a little at the offhand way Uncle Justin said it, as though anybody with brains could figure out we were all good friends. Well, Uncle Justin said, continuing, those are the facts. Somebody has tried to interfere with the project, unsuccessfully. Somebody has tried to interfere, and now we have a telegram warning us that the phones might be bugged and we have enemies out there, though I can't imagine why. What's the expedition all about anyway, Scruggs asked. Well, Dr. Nelson can give you a better idea when there's more time to explain, my uncle said. Our goal is to find and recover intact a lost hoard of gold dust and gold coins cached in the mountains of the Yukon. The money was lost over 80 years ago when a notorious gang of crooks was broken up. I've been doing a good deal of research on the gold boom in the Yukon, and I've come across some evidence that the leader of the gang of crooks, Soapy Smith, kept his treasure store hidden from most of the people who worked for him. When Soapy Smith was killed in a gunfight, the secret of his gold died with him. The few men who knew about it were run off from their territory, and eventually they died before being able to return. Well, isn't that the answer, Scruggs said? Somebody knows that you're after the gold and they want to beat you to the treasure? It's possible, although I haven't broadcast my findings at all, only to the Department of Northern Affairs in Ottawa. And then I made it clear that my findings might not hold water. There's a good chance that somebody did go back to Soapy Smith's old hiding place and loot it. We can't be sure until I go in there and take a look, and that might be hard. No map, Mom said? A map, yes, at least 70 years old. The problem is that some of the landmarks have changed, and some might have completely vanished. Entire forests up there have been replanted and old trails have been erased. Quite frankly, we'll be spending most of our time hacking our way through dense and overgrown underbrush, hoping to find the remains of the old miner shack that might indicate to us the right way to go. That's one reason I wanted the boys to come along. To be honest with you, I can't afford to pay 2 working men. The expedition's money is running out. But Justin, you can always offer shares of whatever you find, Dad objected. That's just it, I can't. Those coins will be a tremendous historic value. I can't simply sell them to be melted down and used as bullion. I intend to turn most of them over to the Department of Northern Affairs. In fact, permission for the expedition has really hinged on that. For me, the trip is almost solely an educational one, as it is for Dr. Nelson. He merely wants to get his hands on those coins to study them. He's a specialist on coins, a numismatologist. And legend has it that Soapy Smith's men accumulated the coins of men all over the United States, men who came across through Skagway, Alaska to get to the Yukon. Those coins from the 1800s will be a great find. I would have a million questions, but I was trying to remember how to pronounce numismatologist. Dad leaned back in his chair. I see, but someone who wants them for the value of the gold. Rufus Swede shrugged. Perhaps $100,000 might be gleaned from the pile up there. Not a vast sum. It would take a much larger sum to have attracted notice. Well, 100,000 is more than most men will ever see at once, Dad said. Yes, but the cost of sabotaging our outfit, plus of following us all over the West and Northwest, whoever wanted to do that wouldn't get much profit out of the $100,000, which he must convert to bullion before he can use, the guide said. Someone bent on following us would have to hire help, buy vehicles and equipment, and be prepared financially to live in various places while following members of our expedition back and forth across the West Coast. So you think we have no adversaries, Dad asked? I didn't say that. I'm only voicing the opinion, perhaps based on hope, that once we get underway, whoever is dogging our footsteps will give up while they continue counting the cost against us. Uncle Justin only shook his head. We must hope so, but that is the situation as it now stands. Nobody has been threatened or harmed as of yet. Stop. It is to be hoped that whoever wants us off the trail will not stoop to rough tactics, but we have no assurance, and everybody must be informed before we proceed any farther with two young boys. Mom and Dad glanced at each other. Well, Dad said, I don't suppose anybody sends a son up to the Yukon without some sense of the danger he must face. But we all felt sure from the first that Jack should go along. He may never get another chance like this, and I don't want to teach him fear. Nothing can lay a hand on Jack unless God wills it to be so. If he's agreeable, he can go. Sure, I said, I'll go. Everybody looked at Scruggs. My mother thought it would be for the best too, Scruggs said briefly. Penny spoke up. Longtooth. We looked at her. Thong tool. It can be rearranged as Longtooth, she told us. Tap on lines, enemy seeking coins, beware Longtooth. What should we do, stop every man we meet and measure his denture, Scruggs asked. Uncle Justin consulted his watch. Well, in 4 hours, Dr. Nelson will be here himself to explain his own telegram. Apparently, he feared that someone would interfere with us before he arrived, but so far his fears have come to naught. Will you need anyone else on the expedition, Dad asked? Just one more man to drive the truck with the equipment in it, Uncle Justin said. Sweden will hire them. And I promise to measure his dentures first, Swede said with a laugh. Okay, code word for today, carrot. All right, guys, see you later.